She wanted to shut down his zoo, and he wanted her gone.
It's kind of crazy to think that about a week ago, we didn't even know who Joe Exotic was.
Now this is the kind of movies we're gonna make here.
Joe Exotic.
His name's Joe Exotic.
Have you heard of this Tiger King?
What is it?
My brother called me about it. It's like all the rage right now. It's got a lot of big cats, that's what he said.
Yeah, I don't have any interest in that. When we released that conversation on Twitter, clearly we were mistaken and we had to watch Tiger King. So that's what we did.
Today's the big day. We are gonna start Tiger King.
I know it's intense and that there's a lot of stories within the stories.
So we are now starting episode 1 of Tiger King.
We're 20 minutes in. Totally hooked.
He has so many earrings.
Kind of into it.
I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't that.
It
wasn't that.
On to episode 2.
We're halfway through episode 2 right now, and I just had to check in. This is literally the craziest show I've ever seen in my life.
Unreal. She's a hypocrite.
Yeah, so Carole's not really good either. I like how Joe has all these jackets that make it seem like he's
Like he's a paramedic.
Yeah, like he's a cop.
All right, last episode. How are you feeling?
I can't believe we're here.
I mean, I'm so excited to watch this episode, but I'm also so sad that it's over.
Just finished Tiger King.
Tiger King.
My wife and I watched The Tiger King.
What a wild fucking ride.
I'll just watch one more episode and we'll just see what happens. I'll tell you what, Carole Baskin killed her damn husband.
Yeah.
This shit is insane!
People are keeping tigers as pets all across the country. Did we know this? I didn't.
Internet wanted me to watch this, and so I did, and... Alright, Internet, we'll talk about this.
By now, I'm sure you've heard of the show. It's the #1 show in the country.
A lot of people on Twitter have been asking us why it's completely just exploded across social media and why everyone can't stop talking about it. The obvious one clearly is timing. We're all looking for a way to fill time now. Tons of people are unemployed, sitting at home, and need good stories. Not only that, they need stories that they can kind of escape from reality with.
Now, if you look back in time at history, movies typically thrive during challenging times.
At the dawn of the 30s, things were anything but fabulous.
In the 1930s, the Great Depression in the US brought on the golden age of Hollywood.
Hooray for Hollywood. That's gooey ballyhooly.
Films are an illusion of reality, and that illusion was super attractive to people whose day-to-day reality was often pretty bleak.
During that time, one of the best escapes from the world was going to the movies.
You're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Now, in recent times, like the 2008 economic crash, we saw the rise of fantasy films. We saw Harry Potter.
Thousands across the country will stay up past their bedtime to be first in line to see it.
And things that completely took us out of the world as we knew it. Now, if you look at Tiger King, even though it's a real story, it seems so far from reality, it almost feels like a fantasy film.
About an hour ago, we had an incident where one of the employees stuck their arm through the cage and a tiger tore her arm off. I can give you your money back, or I can give you a rain check.
The whole world of Tiger King is so outlandish that it doesn't really represent our real lives. It's this ridiculous world of characters and rules that do not apply to the actual world we all live in.
My own little town. I'm the mayor, the prosecutor, the cop, and the executioner.
It's one of the only things that we can watch right now that seems more surreal than the world outside.
So we can watch it and just escape from the reality that we're all living in, even just for a little bit.
Now, one thing I found really interesting about Tiger King is that it's strangely relatable enough. Because it's about zoos, it's pretty likely that a lot of us have been to zoos or interacted with zoos or seen something like this in our childhood.
Dude, just walk right on down the fence line right now. We're gonna introduce you guys to your first dangerous animal.
It's like pulling up a veil of something that you knew as a kid and you're like, whoa, that's what's behind the veil?
I've been doing this 20 years, never even been bit.
Oh my God, that guy has a mullet.
Seeing you in springtime.
I don't fucking care.
And I think one of the biggest reasons why Tiger King has just taken off is because there's a real lack of appointment viewing in America now and around the world. Shows like Friends, shows like Seinfeld, and shows like Game of Thrones, where the episodes came out on one day every week, and you had to watch at the exact time that it came out because you didn't want to miss out on the conversation. Between shows like that being gone and live sports being gone, there's really no way for everyone to have these water cooler conversations about a show.
Because studies have shown that more information gets passed through water cooler gossip than through official memos. I bring my own water to work.
So because we can't have conversations in person anymore, and tons of people are flocking to social media to find some connection, all of this water cooler conversation is happening digitally on social media.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens, it's Carole Baskin.
This is one of the few times that I can remember as a nation that we're having a collective conversation.
Netflix knew we needed this right now. They knew millions of Americans were down in the dumps because of quarantine. Let's feed them the craziest storyline I've ever heard in my life.
And because the conversation is so collective, it offers the opportunity for something like Tiger King to take over our conversation. And the way that conversation is being had is through memes. Tiger King is perfectly memeable. This one made me laugh so hard.
If I were gonna, if somebody wanted to kill you, then they would put like sardine oil all over you, something that the cat wants.
I didn't even think about that one when I watched it.
Yeah, me either. I can't even get a text back, but Joe Exotic can get 3 men to marry him. What about this guy? It seems like it should have been cut, but I guess in the meme culture that we live in, and we all have time now, it's like, nah, just include the shot and ride it out.
Yeah, it's really smart to include that shot, because then it goes everywhere. I remember seeing this before I watched the doc, being like, what? That's funny, what is that? I mean, it really seems like it's like the perfect intersection of timing and like characters, where once you hit those right in the middle, it's just like, boom, we're all at home, we're ready to have a collective conversation, and the characters are ripe for memeing. And it's just exploded.
The last thing we wanted to do was to say thank you to all of the medical personnel around the world and all of the first responders, the people who are a part of these essential businesses. It must take so much courage to go to work every single day under these really tough circumstances. And we know a lot of people who are at home are struggling to get through this as well. And we actually saw this video that Casey Neistat tweeted of people in line for a food bank in Pittsburgh. And we wanted to think about what we could do to help. So we put a link to feedingamerica.org in the description of this video. So if you can donate, the link is in there. Whatever you can do, it all helps.
Okay, that's it for this week's video. Now, we want to hear from you guys in the comments. If you have watched Tiger King like us, tell us something new that we can watch. Because now that we're done with Tiger King, we need something new to binge. So let us know what you think about that. All right, subscribe to the channel. Make sure to check out the link to Feeding America. The link to donate is in our description. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay creative. We'll see you next week. Peace. This felt like the right outfit for this video.
Did Carole do it? I feel like she killed her husband.